How is everybody doing? Welcome to What's Up, Bulls. I am Fernando Ramirez. I am here still at SoFi Stadium after the Chargers lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. They fall 17-10, and they are now 2-2 on the season. Bye week is coming up, so we'll get into all of that. But yeah, we'll bring you a lot of some of the stuff that happened, some of the behind the scenes. But for now, let's go to the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah,
we
are.
There you go.
Hey. There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Daygo is at Moe's. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to What's Up, Bulls. I'm Fernando Ramirez, and there's a guy that I love. Chad Johnson loves me. I love Chad Johnson, but there's a guy that I love even more than that. Let's bring him on. You guys know him. You guys love him. Let's see what he has to say. I'm nervous about this, but let's do it.
What's up, Pharrell? As you can tell, I'm at fucking Moe's. This sucks. That's how we're starting off today. I'm drinking a beer, a Modelo. Let us know in the chat what you're drinking. I don't know how to tell you this. There's no team I hate losing to more than these motherless bastards who are just, hyperbole, exaggeration. Don't take it literal. Motherless bastards. I hate losing to them. It's almost like every time we lose to them, it's like watching the movie Miracle and the Soviets win. It just turns my stomach. It's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse. I would love for someone in the chat to tell me what is worse than having to listen to Tony Romo call a Chiefs game. Like, is he married to Mahomes' mother or something that we don't know about? Is Mahomes his stepson? Is, he married to an aunt? Is there a connection somewhere? Are they like best buddies? Do they golf and do other things together? I don't know. I'm tired of it. I can't do it. Makes an average throw. Mahomes being Mahomes. Oh, shut up, Tony. Shut up, Tony. Before I drink as much as I can and drive as fast as I can, I can't do it. I can't do this anymore.
All right. Obviously, the Chargers got off to a hot start. Their defense was really getting after Mahomes, putting pressure on him, putting pressure on the Chiefs' deep offense. And the Chargers got out to a 10-point lead after a touchdown pass to Ladd McConkey, a great pass by Justin Herbert. Ladd hadn't even turned around, and all of a sudden the ball was right there, and he was able to make the grab. So great play by him, and then, oh my God. Brett, jeez. Dan, I want to ask you, what did you make of what did you make of the offensive line today? I mean, you're our offensive line guy.
Honestly,
it was makeshift. They went Marshall left.
Yeah.
They went Sam.
Play the song and dance. Play the violin. Yeah. I got it.
No. I'm just saying that in context for people out there.
Yeah. It just pisses me off. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not happy right now. In all honesty, whatever spy in the Chargers building that listens to this program, I guess they heard and passed on the message. I'm glad Sawyer played left tackle. Personally, I thought he looked better. There was one sack he gave up, and I think other than that, he looked pretty solid. I think he had a false start or something else, but other than that, he was pretty solid. 62. It
seemed like Herbert moved way better today than he did against the Steelers.
Yeah, he did look a little bit better, but I think 62 is getting beat like a drum. I don't think, especially when Chris Jones kind of zeroed in on him. I think Zion Johnson still, has not recovered either from his rookie year. I think his rookie year he looked solid. Has not recovered. Pipkins, he was okay, had some penalties. It's just not good enough right now. And I think really what these past 2 games offensively has shown you is they're missing Mike and Keenan. Personally, that's what I'm kind of thinking of right now. They really, when they need a play to happen, don't have those guys on offense right now who can kind of get open and everything else. Then J.K. Dobbins drops what would have been a huge play that just kills the whole thing. And like I said,
too happy right now in the locker room.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not. Like I said, the other 2 things, this is what happens. I'm going to tell all the fans right now, this is what happens when you have expectations. This is what happens when you have hope. I thought personally, I forgot who it was in the chat. I thought they played better than I thought they would, honestly. I thought they were going to get blown out. I thought it wasn't even going to be a game by the time fourth quarter rolled around, but I'm going to keep drinking. I got a tall boy. This is horse shit. I'm tired of this. But offensive line, Sawyer looked better. Everyone else, you're just like, Jesus, dude. And I keep coming back to the same conclusion. I don't understand why, especially with a makeshift line, Roman wants to go, 2 tight ends or a tight end, spread them out a little more, dude. Get lighter boxes. Try and help yourself out. Try and get some inside zone going, something like that. The other thing I couldn't believe, and of course is going to happen, there was, I think it was the one drive where they went for it on 4th down in the red zone and didn't get it.
Yeah.
There was a roughing the passer that they missed. Herbert had already thrown the ball, and Karlaftis, or whatever the hell his stupid piece of shit name is, threw him to the ground. And it's like we're just missing this. Then, I don't even want to get into the zebra.
Well,
but
going back to that play, the play before that, Josh Palmer needed to have a better sense of where everything was, because he caught the ball and he just dropped down.
I couldn't believe that either. It's not like he slipped. Yeah, it's not like he slipped. That to me was just ridiculous. That it just pisses me off. Oh, by the way, Brett, Herbert looking like Mad Rivers on the road rage on the sideline. I love seeing that personally. But I have a genuine question offensively, just in general. Look, I know who that is. Weak bastard. That was the only bright spot of the weekend. Did you see Minnesota won? He's trying to come in here now into the chat because I went in his chat and I put Minnesota. Berto gets one right. Oh, geez, dude. You know what? Someone tell him what a dead clock does 2 times a day. But, one thing I want to know offensively, just period. Like, it's night and day offensively and defensively. Like, I understand an offense is a little bit harder to get set up just because, you need the right players. It's not see-ball it's not see-ball get ball like it is with like defensive players. On offense, you have to have certain things, understand spacing, understand zones, responsibility, and everything else. And but for me, what's really bothering me are the penalties. The penalties are night and day. I don't think the defense. I don't know if I love how he doesn't. I at least used my screen name so I could see it. I didn't use the Compas screen page, but whatever.
Well, it's not Vic.
No, I know it's not Vic. It's a scumbag. And they're already shitting on him in the chat. The curse lives on. Exactly. Him and Roma are going to have a nice night out together, having a few beers and praising the Chiefs and Mahomes. But I don't understand.
I did see Roma walking with a little Mexican dude after the game, so maybe Gilberto was here.
He was there. Oh, he didn't miss a chance to be at SoFi and breathe the same air as Mahomes, dude. No big deal. But, honestly, that's my biggest frustration right now into week 4. Why are there so many offensive penalties? And half of them are stupid false starts. It happened with the
Raiders, too. Yeah.
Stupid false starts or illegal shifts or illegal formations. Those are drive killers. That's going to put you behind the chains. Harbaugh talks about being efficient. If you're getting 4 yards and on the next play you lose 5 because of a penalty, that's a problem. Now you're losing. Now you're behind the chains. He wants to get in front of the chains. So, I think someone said in the chat that the former Ravens aren't helping too much. I think Dobbins is fine. Gus, doesn't get enough touches, but he was okay today. Like, again, I think the problem is, and you're starting to notice it more, they're starting to notice that the Chargers offense is a little bit more one-dimensional because they don't have the Mike and the Keenan, and they want to run the football more and everything else. Okay. That one guy, I wouldn't trust Oucho to save my life. I don't care if I was dying of thirst in the desert and he had water. I would never believe him. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think that's the case at all because part of it is, of course, the play calling. The play caller has to get the right things going. Other than that, he doesn't have Keenan and Mike. He's doing it with QJ. He's doing it with well, Palmer was in today, but he off and on shows up whenever he wants. What?
Ladd McConkey had a good
yeah, Ladd McConkey, but like he's a rookie. It's like you don't have that guy who's gonna draw the double and just try and create space. Oh, 100%. 100%. And yeah, exactly. Brett has a good point. 3rd and 9 every drive with Herbert not having wheels. Yeah, the biggest problem, that's the other biggest problem, right? You're getting behind the chains. And what bothers me again is like if he cannot stand in the pocket and move because either pressure or his ankle, you have to dial something quick and just get it in 2 downs. Go for it on 4th, have a 4th down play or whatever you want. Like, I don't understand why they're not doing a little bit quicker routes or this or that because clearly protection is not going to hold up. So you need to figure that out. If not, bring in, an extra offensive lineman, do a max protection, do something. Like that's the biggest thing that I'm not understanding so far. But that's the thing. The penalties are killing them, dude. The penalties are killing them. And and again, like I would, as ugly as it's looked, because I don't think they've scored more than. Have they scored more than 20 points? I don't think so.
Yeah, they have.
Oh,
the
Panthers.
The Raiders and the Panthers.
Okay, well, as ugly as it looks now, this is still a 2 to 3 year project. So,
Robert, she was not here, and there are rumors that you might not see her at away games anymore. So,
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my other favorite thing. That idiot former Cowboy quarterback. Oh, Travis Kelce's back to being Travis Kelce. I fucking wonder why, guy. The guy who locks him down was suspended for this week. Like, my God, dude.
Nick, what do you mean? What happened to McFadden? Like, why is he not? Why did they start Sam? Is that
I think that's what he means. Why is he not in the rotation or something like that? Because another guy asked about McFadden too. Like, what's up with him? Yeah, because this other guy kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't know.
They moved him up from the practice squad and played him. I don't know if
Harbaugh.
I wasn't in with Harbaugh when he spoke. I was over with. I was over in the locker room trying to get stuff, but there was a moment where Herbert was going into his, Harbaugh was coming out of his, and they kind of looked at each other, and all I heard is, "We're gonna get better." That's all. I don't know which one said it, but one of them said it. So yeah, it just, and then Harbaugh came around right now with some of the guys that were still in the locker room. He went up to each of them and talked to them and was telling them, "Hey, we're gonna." And then I think Morgan Fox turned to him and said, "Coach, we're gonna get better. It's up from here." So I mean, that's kind of what I've drawn so far from these first 4 games, is that there are flashes. The thing is that I feel like everybody expected Harbaugh to come in and be like Thanos and just snap his fingers and turn this into.
I would have appreciated that.
I get it, but that just tells you of how bad the previous administration did before he got in here. I mean, there's it's
well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't build a house in one night.
That's what I'm trying to. I think today was a positive for. I think today was a positive for the Chargers. I know it was a loss, and I get it. You guys are pissed off, but to hold the Chiefs to only 20 or 17 points.
Oh yeah.
The problem is the offensive side of the football. Their defense, I feel like, is doing well. They're getting stops. They're putting their helmets in there. And today it just felt, how last year the guys would be like, well, the offense did it, but we couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that. That's kind of what happened today. Again, there are still things that happen in the Brandon Staley era that you're still seeing today, but that's because there's still a bunch of players from that era that are still here. So I think coming out of the bye week, they need to be efficient. They're a gritty team. They're a team that is going to try and punch you in the mouth. And yeah, it hasn't worked so far, They've been able to do it twice, but they haven't been able to do it the last two. I completely get it, but I would be optimistic if I was a Charger fan, just because you're seeing things that Jim does, you're seeing things that he's installed that is working at times. I mean, yeah, I get it. There's a lot of to be. The end result
left to be
is
desired. Yeah.
yeah. The end result obviously is going to piss a lot of people off. But the guys care. I mean, right now, J.K. Dobbins was in his locker like with a towel on, and he was pissed off, and he said, "I'm not used to losing." He's
Yeah.
like, I hate losing. He said, he also said he felt like he also felt, he's like, I think we shot ourselves in the foot. They're a good defense, but we kind of lost the game. And he said he's not accustomed to losing, that he is pissed off, he is frustrated, and he feels like they need to get better. Khalil Mack also said he feels like they're going to get better. They're gonna continue to grow. He's like, we need to do. No, he hasn't, Robert. He's never lost in Los Angeles.
Angel, it's only been 4 weeks, my guy, and he's already done.
Well, and I mean,
I don't blame you, dude. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch, honestly, sometimes. Yeah, I love this, though. He's fired up and he's pissed off. But, like, my thing is, you know.
So there was four false start penalties in the first
Angel,
half.
I'm behind you on that comment right there.
One in the second half. It equaled to 24 of the 51 penalty yards that the offense accumulated. So
yeah, it's been stupid penalties. And like what I would tell people right now is, in year one of a whole new staff, this is what laying the foundation looks like, especially if anything is going to pay off. Because I think, you know, depending on what happens with Slater and all this other stuff, you know, they're going to try and shore up those three interior offensive linemen, I think, next year. I think defensively they have a little bit of the right personnel. They're going to try and upgrade. I think offensively is where a lot of the holes are. And they understand what travels in you know, January and February, or January, a good defense and a run game. And I think that's their whole mentality. That's why you're not going to see Mahomes air it out, that's why you're not going to see Herbert air it out, you know, like he did in years past.
With this, you're happy about this in a sense?
Yeah, of course. He's pissed off. I'm not a big emotion guy on the sidelines and all that stuff, but you know he's pissed off. You know why I like that? Because it's against the Chiefs and he's tired of them just as much as we are. He probably, you know, I'm not in the building. I don't have source but he's probably tired about hearing Mahomes and the Chiefs. He's tired of it, especially because he sees them twice a year. I'm sure he hates losing to him at this point. He hates losing to him. So I don't blame him. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me one bit. And I'm sure he's frustrated about the ankle and everything else. And I'm sure he's frustrated about some of the pressure he's getting. And, you know, the biggest thing, again, is this is what laying the foundation works. You know, Herbert races hell to win this game. I love to see him mad after he lost. Yeah, exactly. Like that. Like, again, I thought this was going to go a lot worse than it did. You know, the only problem was, again, sometimes, and I didn't understand the whole let's run a screen from under center. Like if he's running on one wheel and his ankle's messed up, like you don't do that from under center, bro. Like, come on. Yeah. And, you know, again, offensively, I think they kind of, you know, said we're going to roll with who we got. We'll sign guys to 1-year contracts. We'll see who earns more time or whatever in the following years. But defensively, they have kind of, you know, a little bit more, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, like talent wise, I think. And again, if they challenge the Chiefs this hard, if anyone's a Chiefs fan, I'd be a little bit worried, especially with, you know, Rice going down, and we're going to see what happens. You know, Kareem Hunt all of a sudden made an appearance and he looked like days of old. So that was, again, another big problem, but he kind of started getting loose later in the game once they were kind of exhausted from being on the field so long. So
it also, my other thing about this is, I don't know how much of a difference DJ Chark is going to make when he comes back.
That's a wonder.
DJ Chark isn't really like a game wrecker or anything like that. I mean, if they wanted to go get a game wrecker or somebody that could actually help this offense, I mean, they're going to see him in a couple of weeks, but Amari Cooper's out there. I mean, with like Cleveland keeps on losing, they just look like they have no sense of direction. go get Amari Cooper. That's the play that the Chiefs are going to go get somebody after losing Rashid Rice to.
Ray Rice.
Sorry.
You're swapping one.
No.
One alleged incident to another.
Well, both of them were caught on video, so I don't know if
There
there's
you
an
go.
alleged there. But I definitely think they need to go get a receiver. Like they don't have a move. Like if you could get and I'm not trying to go back with Keenan, and I get it, Angel. Everybody's pissed off about Keenan and Mike not being here, but if you could bring in a guy that could move the chains, guys like Ladd would come up free, Quentin would come up free, like stuff like that's going to happen. Right now, they don't have. I mean, the Chiefs. That's where the Chiefs have succeeded. Yeah. They have Travis Kelce that everybody zeroes in on,
double team,
and then everybody else comes.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody else comes open.
Exactly. On top of that,
they need a guard, but it's going to be hard to see who's going to let go of one of their guards.
On top of that, I like this comment from Nick. Oh, damn. I meant Angel. Where the hell is it? Oh, here we go. The thing that sucks is that if we were fully healthy, we win this game. I would argue as long as Derwin James was in the game, the Chargers probably win this game. You know, really, I think Kelce was probably their leading receiver, and it wasn't even all that much. Like, you know what I mean?
It was.
Wasn't it like 60, 70 yards?
7 catches, 89 yards. But they were leaving him wide open.
Oh, well, yeah.
I didn't understand. Like, they were just leaving him instead of
they were running zone a few times.
Brett, I'd be surprised about 3 things. One, if this organization would allow Tyreek here.
Yeah, we don't need those type of headaches, dude.
If Miami would let him go, and 3, if he would want to come to the Chargers. I don't know if he want to do that.
LA. He would come to LA.
But it's one of those, and I'm sure it's disappointing because a lot of Charger fans saw at the beginning, they're like, oh, wow. I was talking about it with our compa, Nate Taylor. By the way, Nate was supposed to come on this week. He felt really bad. He said that he loves the compas. He says he loves all of us. He's like, how's your brother doing? And I was like, oh, he's good. He's like, I love that guy. I just started laughing.
Then tell him to – oh, no, never mind. I'm not going to. Never mind. Yeah, he was cool when we saw him at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he told me, he's like, I'll jump on again if these guys are in the Super Bowl. I'm like, you kill my brother. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I know your brother's not a big Chiefs guy. But Nate and I were talking about it. It felt like at the beginning, the Chiefs were respecting Herbert in the sense of like they were dropping back and they were waiting to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And instead, at one point they noticed, hey, why don't we just rush him? Like he has a bad leg. That offensive line is pretty bad, banged up. Let's go after him. Yeah. And that's what they did. But that's the thing I try and preach to everybody in here is that you guys need to be a little bit patient because, again, this is a project that these guys are taking on. Things are working. I mean, you held Kansas City to 17 points. You held the Raiders to 10 points. You held even last week when they
Tommy.
Even last week when they faced Pittsburgh, you still 20 points only allowed that Pittsburgh offense to. Because I mean, they have some playmakers on that team.
And best running back in the league, Justin Fields over there. I agree, Angel. Hilberto's the problem. Damn it.
But DeAndre. See, the problem is, Nick, and that's where I kind of, when I said Amari Cooper, I was kind of like, ooh, but I wonder if they would trade him to the Chargers before playing them because they play them in a couple of weeks. AK. Who's AK?
I'm trying to think of that too right now.
Oh, my God. Tom, who's AK? Oh, Athir. I think he's talking about Athir.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about everybody on the roster.
Yeah, so was I. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just feel like what was I saying? Oh, so when it comes to that, they also play the Titans later in the season, so that's going to be the interesting part. See, I think the Chiefs are going to go try and get DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, one of these names, or look to a NFC team that has a need to let go of these guys and go. So. If I was a Charger, I'd be looking for a receiver too. I just don't know what they're going to be able to do But I don't know if they'll do it. But I think they should. Maybe a receiver with an expiring contract.
Yeah,
it's like what they did a couple of.
But I don't think they're going to want to give up draft picks, especially for something like that. That's a rental.
Well, I think these guys are different from Telesco and all that to where.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what I'm saying is like Harbaugh's advantage. Harbaugh's advantage right now is that he knows almost every single probably player or good player in college football. He recruited probably most of them. So in my opinion, it's worth it to kind of eat it now, punt to next year. And that's where you start getting a lot of these guys that he recruited and he knows. Because in my opinion, you have to maximize, the next 4 years in draft picks or whatever, because he personally knows a lot of those guys. And then after that, it becomes the whole, the scouts and, you know what I mean? It just kind of changes the dynamic is what I'm trying to say. That's why I think you should try and keep draft picks. This is the only time I'm going to say that. I didn't say that in the Tom Telesco era because we saw what those draft picks amounted to, and that's absolutely nothing. So that's the only thing I'm saying. I don't know how big they're going to want to trade for draft picks, but honestly, coming back, they have Broncos, Cardinals, Saints. As soon as they get back, that's not. Yeah, I think it starts getting easier after this week. Then obviously it picks back up against the Bengals and the Ravens, but very winnable games if they're just healthy.
Brett, the problem is that Debo's still owed a couple of years on that contract. If you're going to go get somebody, you're going to go get somebody that only has.
Yeah, and Debo's always hurt, I think, left. Too.
Yeah.
Debo's always hurt. I don't know about him.
You want kind of like an Amari Cooper that you can throw down the field to him. You can do different things with him. So, A.J. Brown.
I like that idea, Nick. Nick.
But I really think that these guys do have they are making strides. It's just going to take a little bit. But, man, I could not believe – no, you don't want to you can even worth – well, no, I'm not even going to say it. What I thought was interesting, though, is Chris Jones, man. He had not – you hadn't really heard much about him the whole game, and he just picked his spots at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He picked two spots. No, he picked two spots. The one was on that 4th down and goal, or that 4th and 1 on the goal. See, Deontay Johnson would be interesting, except for I think he signed an extension with the Panthers, and I think the Panthers are going to really want to keep him. So I'd be interested to see that. And then he's also had a couple of problems.
100%, Nick. Nick's asking if Zion has regressed. I think he struggled a little bit in the past few years. Not just this one.
He was a right guard when he first came in.
Yeah.
And then they moved him to left.
Yeah.
But left was his natural position. That's why I don't understand how he's struggling. But Dan, real quick, just let me make my point, and then you can take that over. So Zion comes in. He picks Chris Jones picked must first side on that 4th down.
Yeah.
He shoots right through him, and he disrupts Herbert. Whatever they call it's turnover on downs. Then on the sack, the Chargers left Will Dissly blocking Chris Jones, and Trey Pipkins was too slow to get over and wasn't able to get him. And that's how he was able to sack Herbert. Because Herbert did have somebody open. I can't remember who it was right now.
Yeah.
But Chris Jones just, in every game, he just picks his spot. Same thing with the Baltimore Ravens game. Same thing in the Super Bowl. That dude always picks one spot and just attacks it. So, yeah, no, I agree with Tom. They need that interior offensive line. I think this year they decided to work on the tackles. And next year, I think they're going to go after interior because they are going to need to invest in that. Right now, it doesn't look good on both sides. I'm telling you, the defense looks good. It's just little things that you need to pick up. But I think if you have Derwin in there, I don't think Travis goes the way he would have gone. And I think some of the run game, like Kareem Hunt had 14 carries for 69 yards. I think it would have been less if Derwin's in there because Derwin kind of acts like a middle linebacker sometimes, and he's able to stop the run.
And he can do a lot more.
And then just one other thing, I thought I know Mahomes is slippery, I get it, but the wrapping up, there was a couple of times that they really if they would have wrapped up, they would have had him. But At the beginning, the defense was flying. It's just
and the stupid pump fakes. My God.
Yeah. But as soon as they lost Rashee Rice, I thought, oh, maybe maybe they might struggle. But it seemed like they kind of calmed down and made second half adjustments. Came out in the second half, and I felt like they played a little bit better.
Well, you saw also.
I mean, Dan, if we're being honest, in the first half you allowed 7 points, and it was just on that Xavier Worthy touchdown, and then in the second half you allowed 10 points. I mean, that's almost nothing compared to what these guys typically do to other teams. Yeah. The only problem is that they're now 9-0 in one-score games dating back to last year.
Oh, don't worry. Romo's excited to keep bringing up the stupid stat of when a team leads by 10, he's 12-0 or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm so tired of hearing this. Like, he's not better than Brady. Like, I don't know if you don't have the TV version, but like the TV version, they were like, through 100 starts, Mahomes takes the test or he's tested. Better than Brady, better than Breeze, better whatever the stupid stats was. I'm like, dude, all the men who have seen this game for a while understand Mahomes couldn't even sniff their jock strap. They were just light years ahead of these guys. And it's like, I'm so tired of the narrative that Mahomes is better than Brady or close to Brady. I don't even think he's better than Terry Bradshaw. I would take his ass over half of these fools today. And it's just unbelievable, dude. That's what really works me up. And this last thing. Free Derwin James, damn it. Fuck, my sign's going on. Whatever. The sign's there. Free Derwin James. This is ridiculous. Coincidentally. I already said Kelsey becomes Kelsey. But one thing I do want to say that to pick the bright spot, I think Jesse Minter, shout out to him, honestly. Like, he took on one of the greatest offensive minds in the game. And he held him to 17 points. I mean, what more? They couldn't have done more except, score a touchdown also. You know what I mean? So I think that is a bright spot for the future. I just think they keep fighting, which is the best part. I think offensively, they just need to figure out. I'm wondering if in this bye week, we're going to see personnel changes or new ideas kind of coming out, because clearly what's been working or what they've been doing has not been working, because they've had a little bit of a struggle besides putting points up on the board, sustaining drives, moving the football, moving the chains. Like, that's been their biggest problem right now. I obviously, like, clearly not to think that I'm some genius, but they need to figure out how to be more efficient and just, use the personnel they have to the best of their ability. Like, and it's just going to be interesting. I don't know if Minter will take a head coaching job next year. Who knows? Hopefully not, but we'll see.
Dan, I hear what you say, and I just think of this scene. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit.
Things are worse than ever.
Yes, they are. The night is darkest just before the dawn.
I love that quote. I love that quote so much. That's why I always try. That's what I would say to anybody. Yeah. The night is darkest just before the dawn. I 100% agree. And I think our night is getting pretty dark because the dawn's coming, baby.
I mean, I really do think that it's just a matter of wait a little bit.
It's a matter of time. This is a thing, right? Again, a new coaching staff, basically the exit of some staple Chargers. Okay. This is what laying the foundation brick by brick looks like. It's not easy. It's not fun. Everyone hates it. You're basically taking a bite out of a shit sandwich half of the time. It's not fun. It's not easy. But this is the time where you dig deep and you stay the course. You don't panic at the wheel. You don't start swerving. You say, this is where we're headed. Don't nobody touch this wheel. It's locked. Okay. This is what bricklaying looks like.
Tom, I spoke to him after the practice or after the game, and he said he's fine. He's like, I came back and I still played. I'm fine. So he was pretty short on that. Dan, last one, just before we head out of here.
Let me tell you something. When the Chargers become the villain era, reaching AFC championships every year, I am so ready to embrace my villain arc. You guys have no idea. I am so ready for this. I'm not going to get tired of winning. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and he threw his helmet into the
He's lucky he didn't
thing.
throw it
You
at
saw.
one of his teammates, dude. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bad teammate, but I understand he's angry. I'm pretty pissed too.
I know, but
I wish he would have thrown it up at the booth so he'd knock out Romo and we wouldn't have to hear about it. Exactly. Blue Dream. Free Derwin James.
Again, I mean, going back to a little bit of this, I mean, Mahomes was 12 of 29, 245. What did you think when Christian Fulton fumbled the football?
I said, Jesus Christ. This is like, what more can we do to do something stupid like this? Like, my God. Ball security is job security. You make a great play and intercept the football, and then you want to try and turn the ball over. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, what is enough?
I'm going to be honest. If in years past, I'm just going to be honest.
I'm smoking it.
Hold on. In years past, the defense was always the problem. The defense was the one giving up the big plays. The offense was trying to match, everything like that. If the Chargers kind of have their defense figured out and they're only they're not allowing teams, the problem's the offense, I think that's something manageable that they can turn around. It's just about making some adjustments, turning things around. I think if they have Rashawn and Joe back, I think if they would have had both of them today, I think this game is a lot different. But I really think that it's about fixing the offense. I think right now the worry's the offense. And I think they need to make some moves, not make some moves, but they need to change some things around to really get that offense back and moving. Today, I did not see them trying to attack the outside when running the football, and that's because they did not have Joe Walt and they didn't have Rashawn Slater. So I think this bye week comes at a perfect time. I think these guys can regroup, get things going again, and I feel like they may be able to change this. I know right now you may think, oh, crap, this just feels different, all that stuff. So, but at the same time, Mahomes should have had a flag thrown in front and say roughness on the rice. But I mean, I'm just being honest. If you're looking at this, we were sick of watching the same play. It's more than just later the backups in the backup. No, I get that. The backups, yes, yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
But that's what you brought. That's why you're paying $16 million to your head coach to be able to change that. He can't do it in one off season. Yeah. It's going to take some time to be able to do that. And I feel like slowly but surely he's trying to fix it slowly but surely. It's going to take some time. The only thing is that I feel like the defense is in a good spot right now. And now it's about fixing the offense and trying to get some things moving. But I get it. There's a lot of frustration. There's frustration from Herbert. I saw him after the game. He seemed frustrated as well. So, but I think they're in a good spot defensively. It's just about getting the offense moving.
Once it starts clicking, it's going to be a scary team. If it does,
they're going to get some guys back, and then obviously, look, their schedule moving forward. It's at Broncos. That Broncos game is going to be really tough. Their offense didn't do so well today.
Yeah,
but
the barn burner. They're on the same boat we are. From what I've seen.
Well, yes and no. Their offense.
They don't score a lot of points. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you go to Cardinals. Cardinals do not look good right now. They're kind of teetering. The Saints come here. I think they could hit the Saints here. Then you go to Browns. Browns are teetering. Then you come back for Titans, Bengals, and Ravens. All three teams are struggling right now. Yeah, especially the Titans and the Bengals. I know the Bengals beat the Panthers today, but I mean they're struggling as well. Then you go to the Falcons, back to Kansas City, and then you come back for Buccaneers and Broncos here, and then you go to Patriots. So I don't know.
Blue Dream, that's hilarious.
Hey, I'm just trying to be optimistic and help you guys out, but I know, I get it. Blue Dream, I completely understand.
Oh, I totally. You have no idea how many arguments I got with other Charger fans that would tell me that guy's a good drafter because of some of these first round picks. I got a lot of hate for that, and I hate to say it. Some people don't like being right, but I'm not one of those people. Nostradamus struck. Okay. That's why it's just a new leaf, dude. And it takes time as much as it sucks. And I hate it. I hate losing to these bastards. I hate it.
Dan, any final thoughts?
Onto the bye week. At least we'll get a W there, hopefully.
What did you? Was there anything else that you kind of saw that you were like, oh, this?
I just think, again, if I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be a little bit nervous that it was this tight when you have a lot more talent and everything else, a lot more, people in the same system, things like that, not a turnover in head coach, none of that stuff. And you could only hold it 17. You can only score 17 points, and it was a tight game, most of it, especially with backup offensive linemen, Herbert limited to one leg. And on top of that, one of their best defensive two of their best defensive players were out. That to me, if I'm on their sideline, that's a little bit worrisome. But I mean, again, I think the defense has been in a bright spot this whole year. They've been the only side that's been consistent. Offensively, you need to figure out these damn penalties. That's what kills some of these drives, and that's what causes them to get into third and longs. Like the Trey Pipkins chop block. You see, I forget the right guard's name, and forgive me. He's already on the ground cutting him, and he still puts his hands on him, like, oh, la-di-da, no one's going to see this or whatever. Like, and it's just frustrating. They need to figure out these penalties.
Yeah. No, I completely understand.
And I'm wondering, honestly, also, like at this point in the game, like some of these guys, saying, let's see Vidal, let's see Rice, let's see it. Hopefully they start trying these different personnels out. I don't know why they don't try and use Darius Davis a little more also, not just for fly sweeps and everything else. Can you guys do a wellness check in the bye week stream? We need you guys now. We can, I guess. We'll just do a little check-in. We'll do a little check-in maybe Thursday or something. I don't know if there's any developing stories. I can't think of a greater superhero movie, honestly. That one is so quotable. I love the one where he goes, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve, and that's how I feel 90% of the time. I'm not a monster.
Folks, we will let you guys know if we – oh, no, I can't Thursday. So, okay, let me just
baseball?
Go
Is it baseball?
Yeah. So so most likely this week there will not be a Compas on Tuesday. I don't know yet. Because I have Padres duty all week. So I'll be doing Padres duty until they get eliminated. So so we're gonna be teetering. If the Padres eliminate whoever they're playing on, if they do it on Wednesday, and Thursday we will jump on. We'll get something going. Oh, Nick, Dan is so excited about the
Let's
Padres
go.
playoff.
This is the only time I start watching baseball, late in this year. Senor Vivo, my boy.
So you guys are gonna have to bear with us for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be doing a lot of Padres, so I'm going to be trying to balance everything. I don't know how far the Padres are going to go, but I'll try and balance this all out. I hope you guys will be cool with us in that sense. So make sure, you guys. I hope you guys can work with us for these next couple of weeks, because I'm going to be kind of intertwined between baseball and Chargers. So, but yeah, I mean. Well, if the Padres are eliminated or have eliminated the other team, we will be back. And we need you and Dan to mark the slow booze.
Yeah, I already started. Modelo, you need to sponsor us. Same as Coca-Cola, dude. Exactly. That one guy. Be a compa, tell a compa.
But yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned. We will be back soon. Given the personnel is not bad.
Yeah. I think my only complaint is sometimes is the penalties. And when you don't have good offensive linemen, you shouldn't go heavy. You should go lighter, like spread them out, lighter boxes, create more space. That's my only thing.
I was really hoping, and I don't cheer for it either way. I was just hoping. I just thought to myself, if the Chargers win today, Dan is going to be freaking on fire on this thing.
I would have gone out.
That kind of
I would have gone ballistic. I would have been doing shots up here instead of drinking a beer.
I would have forced Hilberto to jump on this thing. But all right, I have to go. I have to finish writing and get everything going so that I can jump back on the road for a 2-hour trip with Eric and our buddy Dante Lascano.
Shout out.
So we can jump on the road and get back to San Diego. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for jumping on with us. Again, just stay tuned. Hit the notification button on the show so that you guys know. Because if the Padres
dream.
If the Padres move on or if they've been eliminated, we will jump on Thursday. If the Padres have another game on Thursday, it's going to be very difficult to jump on. But yeah, just stay tuned. Hit the little notification button. Be ready because we might jump on and talk. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff, a lot of Padres stuff coming ahead. So I'm going to need to be. That's going to kind of take priority. I don't think Dan wants to jump on here and talk Padres at all. So
not at all. I wouldn't even know what to say.
So yeah, but again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Make sure you guys tune in. Oh, tomorrow, Lunes Live. Hilberto and I will still jump on, so make sure you guys check out Lunes Live tomorrow. You guys can give Hilberto all kinds of crap if you guys want.
Exactly. Get in there, rate it. Talk shit to Hilberto.
But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We love you guys. We will be back soon. Just notification button, and hopefully we get back soon. But again, I have to. I can't talk baseball. I'm still waiting for my expos. But again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We are out of here. Dan, get us out of here with your last few words.
Be a compa, tell a compa.